Coinmetrics published an amazing list of 100 fascinating facts about crypto over the last 100 days. And I'm not going to go over all of these 100 facts, but I will leave a link down below so that you can take a look at them for yourself. But what I will do is go over the facts that I find to be the most fascinating on this list. And if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps support this channel, and it is no extra cost to you. It is the best way you can thank me, just by leaving a like, and I really thank you for leaving those likes. And with that being said, let's get into the content. Welcome aboard the Bitcoin Express. My name is Chase. Let's get to it. Jumping right into it, facts 1 through 4 teach us a very important lesson. Over the last 100 days, if you took $100 and put it into Bitcoin, it would now be worth $135. $100 into Ethereum, $186, $100 into Uniswap, $401, and of course, $100 into Dogecoin, $2,742 today. So of course, when we look at these first 4 facts, we can see that when you take a lower cap altcoin, there is more room for growth. So we look at something like Bitcoin or Ethereum and we say, what's the point of these cryptocurrencies? Let's just go down the list and we're gonna get better gains than those larger cap cryptocurrencies. But something you need to remember or understand about statistics and lists is that when they give you those facts, they will be given in a way that you interpret them the way that the publisher wants you to interpret them. What do I mean? Well, they took Dogecoin, which is one of the best performing cryptocurrencies over the last 100 days. And when you look at that, you'll get the idea that, wow, altcoins will always outperform the larger cap coins. But they just took the #1 performer over these last 100 days. They could have took these other altcoins, even past 100 on CoinMarketCap, and it would not have fit into this chart. So remember that. If you're looking at something over the long term, 10 to 20 years, and you want more of a guaranteed wealth, which really nothing is guaranteed, you stick to the larger cap coins that have a history. And if you want to take more risk and you want larger gains, of course you need to take those lower cap altcoins. But they're not always going to play out the way that Dogecoin played out. Even when we look at something like Uniswap, right? Many people would think that Uniswap is a large cap coin. But you can see that we're so early in this space, there's a lot of room to grow. And you can see Uniswap in the last 100 days went from $100 to $401. So in the long run, we will see altcoins outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum, but always remember when you're being given statistics, you need to get the full picture. Now, moving down the list, number 7 on April 14th, 2021, Bitcoin daily active addresses reached a new all-time high of 1.3 million. The all-time high prior to 2021 was 1.2 million in 2017. So that was in the previous bull market, and now here we are in the current bull market. And I only think it is going to grow more because I do think we are in the middle of this bull market and there's a lot of excitement around crypto, people signing up for exchanges, creating wallets, and I do think this number of active addresses will only grow. And now number 9 is surprising. Litecoin has had more active addresses over the last 100 days than Uniswap, Aave, Compound, Maker, and Synthetics combined. This is very surprising. Sorry that I might have yelled a little loud, maybe that hurt your ears in the microphone, but this is very surprising. Litecoin has more than all of these giants combined. These are the giants that make up Ethereum. Very surprising to me. I kind of put Litecoin to the side. I don't own any Litecoin. I thought it would fade away, but it is still here and it is still strong. Moving to number 10, Cardano had more active addresses from April 22nd to April 25th, 2021 than the entire month of October 2020. Of course, we can see there's a lot of excitement surrounding Cardano. At the moment, they don't have fully functioning smart contracts, but they plan to later this year, and a lot of people are anticipating that. And then on top of this, we just found out that Cardano partnered with the Ethiopian Ministry of Education to build a blockchain-based ID system. So a lot of people are looking towards the future when it comes to Cardano, and they are excited, which is evident in these wallets, these active addresses. Number 12, over 4.6 trillion has been settled on the Bitcoin network. And this will surprise many people because we look at Bitcoin and we know it is slow, it is expensive. Why would anyone settle on Bitcoin? Well, of course, it's not good to go get a coffee or buy a slice of pizza. But when it comes for large transactions, it is great for settlement. And Bitcoin is making a name for itself as a global settlement layer. And another project doing this, of course, is Ethereum. And Visa chose Ethereum to settle transactions, even though Ethereum, just like Bitcoin, is slow and expensive. And if you want to know more about why people are settling on Ethereum and Bitcoin, I did make a video, which I will leave a link down below. You should watch that after this video. It will teach you a lot about security, decentralization, and why companies choose these blockchains. Number 13, Bitcoin's market cap is about 70% of silver's market cap and about 9% of gold's. And this gets me extremely exciting. Of course, 70% of silver, that's a big deal. But what I find to be an even bigger deal is that right now, it's only 9% of gold's market cap. And the reason that's a big deal is because many people believe that eventually Bitcoin will eat up gold's market cap 100%. But even if it doesn't, 20%, 30, 40%, there is so much room for growth. Gold is a $10 trillion market cap. And a lot of people wonder and ask, am I too late to get into Bitcoin? Well, if you're in it for the short term and you want a 1000x, yes, you're too late. But if you're here for the next 10, 20 years, you are early. There is so much room for growth. Of course, there will be ups and downs, and I did make a video covering how these markets work, which I will leave also in the description. Go ahead and watch it after this video. Now, scrolling down this list to number 41 and 42. About 55.2% of Bitcoin has been held for at least a year. About 22.1% of Bitcoin has been held for at least 5 years. Bitcoin hodlers have diamond hands. They do not want to get rid of their Bitcoin. And as we know, the basic rules of supply and demand, if people are not willing to sell their Bitcoin, right? There is low supply, but there is demand. The price will go up. And that's exactly what has been happening over the last year. We also see that about 11.2% of Bitcoin has been held for at least 10 years. But for the most part, more than half of the network has not sold their Bitcoin for at least a year, a very big deal. And I'll tell you, I'm one of these people. I'm very hard for me to get rid of my Bitcoin, right? There's probably going to be a day where I need to get rid of some of it, but it is very, very hard for me to do it. And now number 53, over the last 100 days, the average daily Bitcoin inflow to major exchanges was about 1.41 billion. But the average daily Bitcoin outflow from major exchanges was over 1.46 billion. And this is very important. When there is more Bitcoin leaving an exchange versus Bitcoin entering an exchange, it means there is less liquidity, less Bitcoin to trade. And as we know, when there's less Bitcoin to trade and there's demand, the price goes up. And this is a very important metric to follow, especially for day traders and swing traders, and not just for Bitcoin, but for all cryptocurrencies. And a great way to stay on top of this is to follow Whale Alert on Twitter. Great account, always posting what's going on. For example, today, 25,000 Ethereum worth $68 million transferred from unknown wallet to Binance. So this looks like we might see a big sell from Ethereum, but this isn't about just exchanges. We can also see here that $18 million worth of Ethereum transferred from an unknown wallet to Celsius network. So this is going to earn interest or not going to sell. Sometimes we see wallets from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. So definitely would recommend to follow this account. Just to reiterate what I said earlier, when Bitcoin is leaving exchanges, this is good. Or crypto leaving an exchange, this is good for the price. And when it is entering exchanges, this means someone is likely ready to sell that crypto. And then what follows is probably a dip in the price. Now, number 55 to 57 is a very, very interesting one. There are 9.14 million addresses holding at least 0.01 Bitcoin. There are 816,000 addresses holding at least 1 Bitcoin. And we look at this chart, 0.01 Bitcoin, that's so small, that's not a big deal. But I'm going to tell you it is a big deal. Only 9.14 million addresses hold 0.01, and there are 7.6 billion people in the world. 9.14 million is such an extremely small fraction. Just holding this amount of Bitcoin is more than a majority of the world. Now, if you hold 1 Bitcoin, 816K addresses holding 1 Bitcoin, that is a very big deal. Now, if you watch and hold 1 Bitcoin, I need to give you a big congratulations. 1 Bitcoin is a very big deal. It is massive. And again, 7.6 billion people in this world, and only 816,000 have 1 Bitcoin. Now, of course, we're going to have the 2.2K addresses holding at least 1K Bitcoin. but those are for the whales. Well, many of us will not ever fall into this category. Now, number 59 is also something that I find many of you will fall into. There are over 1.23 million addresses that hold at least one Ethereum. And one Ethereum, guys, again, is a big deal. So for all of you holding one Ethereum, my fellow ETHereans, congratulations. As we know, Ethereum has been on fire lately. It has surpassed its all-time highs. Now, scrolling down this list to number 75 through 78, Bitcoin miners have earned a total of 26.7 billion. Ethereum miners have earned a total of 13 billion. Bitcoin Cash miners, 1 billion. Ethereum Classic miners, 408 million. Why is this important? This is important is because a decentralized network only works when the validators, the nodes, the miners, however you want to call them, are getting paid. If there's no incentive, then why would they participate in that system and secure it? And when you have a centralized company that relies on one or two people, you don't need these rewards. The reward is that person's reputation and they will make money. But when you have a decentralized network where there is no company, there is no one person in control, it needs to work for everyone. Good actors and bad actors. Anyone really, even North Korea, anyone can participate in these systems, but because the network is set up that everyone running it is rewarded and also punished if they don't play by the rules, in the end, everyone plays by the rules. Fact number 81, there's currently 25.83 million Ethereum held by smart contracts, about 22% of the total supply. Now, I don't know how to feel about this one because Ethereum is programmable money. It was made to be used with smart contracts. So for me, I find 22% to be pretty high. I thought it would be less. A lot of people just hold their Ethereum, which is not the point of Ethereum, but a lot of you guys watching might think it is too low. Ethereum has been out for a while now. We would think or maybe expect that more Ethereum would be held by smart contracts. But either way, Ethereum is really being used for its purpose rather than just being held and people just assuming that it's going to go up over time. Number 83 and number 84 follows up on the miners getting paid. Bitcoin hash rate has grown by 20% since the start of 2021. And when these miners are getting paid, it leads to a higher hash rate of people competing to mine the next block. And Bitcoin's hash rate is so high right now. Even in 2018, it was extremely high. And now look where we are in 2021. It is so high right now, it is extremely difficult to attack the network. This is why people look at Bitcoin and they say that it is the most secure blockchain. And we look at Ethereum, the hash rate has grown by 89% since the start of 2021. Again, Ethereum along with Bitcoin, these are two of the most robust blockchains, very difficult to perform a 51% attack on. And as we know, Ethereum will be transitioning to proof of stake. So eventually, it will not rely on hardware and electricity, but instead on staked Ethereum. Now to finish this off, number 100, which is not from the last 100 days. The last time you could buy one Bitcoin for less than $100 was August 18th, 2013. That's pretty crazy, right? One Bitcoin under $100. Now I think in the future, 2030, 2040, we will have a list similar to this one. And the last one, number 100 of that list, will say 2021, 2022, 2023. These times that we're living in right now is the last time you could have bought one Bitcoin for under $100,000. And of course, we'll have to see how that plays out. So these are just the facts from this list that I found to be the most interesting, but I will leave the link down below so you can get the full list. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.